Do you think porn stars get to write off lube on their taxes?
It's like business expense.
It's a business expense, right?
That's insane to me. That's insane to me that you could go to a fucking like our recreational activity of us going to like Insurrection, which is a local adult toy store.
Is it now? Insurrection?
Insurrection, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and then if you buy it from them, your receipt will say Alachua Visuals. So that way it doesn't show up.
That's really funny.
Yeah. It's
I love that you know too.
Oh yeah, I bought a bunch of stuff there. Then
I stopped at a porn store on the way back from spring break fall year.
Okay.
Yeah. With a friend of mine, and it was in West Virginia. It was called the Lion's Den. And
we have one here. We have a Lion's Den.
You have a Lion's Den here?
Yeah, it's in
oh, I gotta go.
I think it's by Daytona. Or
really?
Maybe, no. I might be at on 16 in St. Augustine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man, I
There's
gotta go.
Adam and Eve and a Lion's Den, I think.
Yeah, so it was like
it was a
real
fucking chain.
I don't know. It's gross.
Oh.
We just stopped in as a joke, and we both had girlfriends at the time.
Yeah.
So I bought my girlfriend a thing of lube, a thing of Astroglide,
Yeah.
and a midget porn DVD.
Yeah.
A little person porn.
Yeah.
To be soft about it.
Yeah,
but the it was a little.
It was like a regular porn, but much smaller,
much shorter. Yeah. I remember the little lady, she got naked and she jumped on the bed, and for some reason there was cabbages on the bed.
The fuck?
And she was holding the cabbages to her tits, and she said, "My body is hot, H-O-T." So we used to say that all the time. But midget porn and lube, hell of a gift, especially for just like a. I think it was fall break.
Lions Den
Fall
didn't
break.
have dancers, did it? Like strippers?
No, this was a.
It was just a sex.
This was just a like a porn.
Because
DVDs
I think
and
there's
sex
a Lions
toys.
Den that has maybe
Strippers,
like dancers,
or maybe it's both.
like it's kind of both into one building.
That's a good business
I don't know if it's
model.
Lions Den,
Like,
but
almost like a gift shop at an amusement park.
all the amusement park is the strippers, and then
Yeah. You get you all worked
shop?
up, and you have to exit through the
that's
gift shop,
fucking hilarious.
and then you buy yourself a little to go.
Yeah,
You know, it doesn't work anymore because porn's free.
yeah. Yet there's all these facilities.
Yeah.
Well, I think
yet
with the toys, I think is what
OnlyFans works. You know, people pay.
Well, I think those businesses stay afloat because of the toys,
Yeah.
the stuff. You know, like you can
The overhead.
Yeah.
on or the margins on dildos is really healthy.
Yeah, man. Hey, this is the only place you can get dildos here in Palatka. You know, you're like,
I love those when they have like it's like 3 feet long. You know,
those huge novelty dongs.
It's like a fucking parking meter.
Yeah, dude, that's insane.
Yeah,
I just love the idea of like like sex work is real work, and you have to file your taxes.
Yeah,
and like just the idea. God, this is such a funny visual to me of just like a porn star, you know, forgetting that she bought, you know, like a fucking lifetime supply of Astroglide and forgot to file it or forgot to put in her receipts and filed it anyway or something, and then getting audited. And then they're just like, well, you have to account for the sleep. Like, well, I burned through some of it. I fucking filmed scenes. It's all anal, you know? Like, and then they have to submit the video as like part of their
like court testimony.
That's crazy.
Play it for a jury.
Yeah, dude. They're like, yeah.
That's pretty funny. I knew a porn star in for a short time, and she taught me how you fist someone. She taught me like a handful of things about porn.
That's a good choice of
that
words.
were like all regrettable.
Yeah, she taught you a handful of things, huh?
Yeah, a handful of things. Yeah.
Well, you got to go. You almost got to go.
Yes, you know. Yeah.
Basically, if you're trying to fist
for
somebody,
those listening, Marcus made the correct fisting.
For those listening, I'll give you the visual of it. Imagine the stereotypical motion of two Italians talking.
Yeah.
But then add 2 more fingers.
Yeah.
Okay. Gobbledygoo.
Like the craziest thing an Italian's ever heard.
Yeah. Like
That's how you fist someone.
and then turn it like you're turning a doorknob that's not opening.
The funniest thing she told me. So that's something I remember because I remember her making the hand.
Yeah.
And I remember being like, ugh,
Yeah.
I had like a visceral reaction to it. But the funniest thing she told me, or the thing that stays with me the most, is she said anytime a girl is gonna do an anal scene, they don't eat for like 12 hours before the scene, and they also do an enema, and then they do the scene like the following morning. So she was like explaining the whole schedule to like prep for an anal scene. So she said, this is the sentence. You ready? She said, anytime you watch a girl doing anal, she's starving. And it just fucking makes me laugh all the time. I don't know. It just always... And every time I see a scene where a girl's doing anal, I'm like, I bet she's hungry.
That makes so much more sense. I've seen scenes where the girl does anal, but she's also getting like double-ended, like Eiffel Tower, basically.
Yeah.
And like that beager just looks so much more enjoyable. And she's not even good at the BJ. She's treating that fucking dick like it's a fucking breadstick at Olive Garden. She's starving.
Daydreaming.
She's not even sucking the dick.
Salad and breadsticks.
She's not even sucking the dick. She's sucking the salt off of it. like a dog does your knuckles when you greet it.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's so brutal. That's so funny. That's crazy. I can't enjoy anal anymore now. I'm just like, these poor girls.
Yeah, she's starving. I don't know. It's so funny.
She's getting fucking destroyed the whole time. She's thinking about Captain Crunch.
Exactly. Yeah, they're just sitting there like, McDonald's?
Just
I'll
like
go to a diner. I'll sit down
like
at a
slam,
diner.
slam. Oh my God. A fucking Fig Newton sounds
Home
great.
fries.
Home fries.
Scattered and covered.
Smothered and covered. Like me right now.
Yeah, the guy's coming on her. She's like, scatter and cover me.
Oh. I mean, but they probably fuck way harder because they're trying to get that guy to finish
just get
up.
it over with.
Get it over with. I want some onion rings.
Yeah. Imagine they have like craft services. They probably don't because it's porn. I don't know, but they just have like a whole buffet set up.
Oh, dude,
taunting.
Yeah. Maybe that's motivation.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, it's too big. He's like, and he just starts stirring the thing of Swedish meatballs. He's like, get it in there.
Get it in there.
Oh, that's fucking great, man.
Yeah. That's funny, huh?
Those poor girls.
Yeah, I know. She
or dudes, because I mean, dudes. Dudes,
yeah, I guess
that poor
it's probably the same thing for dudes.
Fuck, he's taking in the he's getting barebacked, and the whole time he's like, man, fucking lasagna sounds amazing. Some rigatoni.
Yeah, dudes eat heavy, so it's gross.
Oh, ooh.
I'd imagine. I don't know. I don't know how they work it, but
this episode took a turn.
This episode, last episode we covered serious business, and this episode, yes. So, what else? I
mean, okay. So it's the one thing is I worked a wide array of jobs. We mentioned that in several episodes.
Yeah,
worked a wide array of jobs. My resume, it looks good because of the companies I worked for and stuff like that. And now I work all gig economy. I mean, even on paper, some of those companies look good. It's like DoorDash, and then I work loosely with several radio stations, and then I do comedy, and I work for all these prominent clubs and stuff like that. But it's just such a difference in like just the whole vibe, the practices and pay scale.
Yeah.
Like when I worked for Disney, I knew I got paid weekly at Disney. I knew it was going to come every week. They were going to take such and such out and all this stuff. I had to pay my union dues and stuff like that. And in comedy, you do a show and it's like, well, we're going to do a tip jar. And then like you see them, they divvy out the money and then they like, you see them skim and there's already a bud, like that type of thing. We both dealt with that.
Yeah. I don't like the non-transparency of it because it's that's rough, unless it's agreed upon ahead of time. But yeah, when you get random buckets of money, it's like it's too tempting to steal. I would think.
It's basically the best way to describe it would be like at Halloween when a person puts a whole bowl of candy out and says,
yeah,
"Please
just take one. Yeah.
And you're like, well, I
Yeah.
want 2 Snickers. Oh, and there's a Kit Kat and M&Ms. All right, here, everyone else gets Twizzlers. I'm gonna eat all the chocolate, and that's how it feels.
Like when in South Park when Cartman eats the skin off the Kentucky Fried Chicken. Did you ever see that?
No, I haven't seen that episode.
They're like one of the kids' moms comes home with KFC for all the kids, and she puts it on the table, and she's like, "Before we eat, you have to help me all. You all have to help me carrying groceries." So they all go outside to carrying groceries to help her.
Yeah.
But Cartman stays at the table and just eats the skin, the crispy outside skin off all the pieces.
Oh my God!
And they come back, and the poor kid Kenny starts crying. It's a great scene. It's like it's the episode where they start pretending Eric's dead. They pretend that they can't see him, and he believes he's dead.
That. Fuck.
It's the opening of that.
Fuck. Okay, man. I God damn that.
It's
what
so
are
funny.
they on, like the 26th season now or some shit like that?
Oh God, I don't. Yeah,
Yeah.
something- it's
I think
a
it was
lot.
27. 27.
That's an early one. That's probably like season 9 or something. Like
Yeah.
that, 7.
I think I remember that one. Yeah, because that's when I actually used to like watch it more often.
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of it recently. Even though I hear like they're like, because one thing I do know about South Park is their technology they got for their show was the same technology that was at the time, and they probably expanded since then. But I know 8 seasons in, they got the same software that they were using for like all the Jurassic Park, Industrial Light and Magic movies. And
Oh
stuff.
wow.
Yeah, it was the same software. So that's how they were able to. They were able to save all their faces and all that stuff like into the software, and then
that's
pump out
awesome.
episodes at an exponential rate. That's why everything was so up to date. Like
Yeah.
they were able to knock out an episode talking about what happened that week
Yeah, yeah.
and stuff.
I know.
And so
that shit's incredible.
The writing is unbelievable, man.
Yeah. So impressive.
Yeah. So your job, you don't have a dress code or no?
Yeah.
You do? Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, like I dress up for my job, my day job.
Okay.
So I dress nice. I dress like insanely casual to like almost sloppy.
Yeah.
In my free time.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to the store looking like disheveled because I don't give a shit. Like who are these people? I've explained to you my philosophy of like clothes and looks don't matter, but it's a bad theory. Like it's an incorrect theory that I still live by.
Yeah.
But I look real dressed up for work. I come together nicely, you know.
Even when things were locked down, you were doing Zoom calls. Were you doing that too?
Yeah, well, no.
When
When I worked from home, I would wear like basketball shorts, and then if I had a Zoom call, I would just put a nice shirt on.
Oh, okay,
and they would
gotcha.
only see like my
Oh yeah, but you're pantless.
my neck up.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Your balls are hanging out while we've got a button.
You're just in pajamas all day. It's awesome. Like working
Yeah.
from home is great, but then what sucks is like you work from home, and then you're off, and then you don't like go anywhere. So you're like I'm at work, I'm at home.
Yeah.
It's a weird feeling, as opposed to like leaving work and coming home feels very good. You know.
Yeah.
Because you're like this is my home, and I don't do work here.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, I guess that's the difference between like recreational fun jobs that are still jobs, but like actual professions is I think there's like for example stand up, there's no real rules unless you've signed a contract for a particular gig.
Right.
There's no rules. Everything is unwritten.
Yeah.
Everything is just like kind of like it's more or less courtesy. Whereas, like, if you work at a regular job, there are bylaws and this and that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
whole thing.
It's very, very structured.
Yeah.
You know, it's like very... And I totally understand. And I had, like, the mindset where I wanted to do... It's like you want to be able to just do stand-up on its own, you know? Yeah. But it is hard because it's up and down, you know, like you said, you know, the money comes and goes, and unless you find like a steady stream
Yeah.
of success where you can live off it, or if your cost of living is low enough. That's a big thing. It's like how much your total monthly expenses on like whatever you're, and people live differently,
Yeah.
I live pretty simple, so I try to like
maybe
keep shit
that's
low,
why a lot of stand-up comics get in trouble because there are
Yeah.
no clear defined rules on anything.
Yeah.
Really.
oh yeah,
Unless you like I said, unless you do a gig or a film project or something like that, where you have to sign a contract and it says all this stuff. So like, basically, you're leaving questionable people with their own devices, and all they have to go by is like, well, you technically shouldn't sleep with the staff.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, yeah,
you
yeah.
technically shouldn't jerk off in front of a young comic. Like. Like that's
no specific examples.
yeah. No, that could be anybody. Really.
Yeah. I was just watching old scenes from anybody's show.
Oh, really?
No, old scenes of Louis. It was amazing. Such a funny show,
Dude, that's crazy.
but yeah, money. Yeah, it's funny. It's and it's definitely like a money in, money out thing. Like in terms of like money, making money or saving money or whatever.
I understand the need for taxes, but for me,
It's aggressive.
like really,
Taxes in general are aggressive because you pay taxes every paycheck, and then people who fill out, if you work like gig jobs like you're talking about,
yeah,
like if you make enough money, you have to pay income tax on that, and that fucks that. I have had a lot of friends who were not like aware of that or forgot to save their money for taxes.
yeah,
And it came around, they're like, you owe $5,000, and they were like, well, I don't have that. And it's like it leads to all kinds of trouble
yeah.
because the IRS, they're gonna get it. They'll just garnish your fucking wages and shit.
Yeah.
They come for you.
Luckily for me, I have a lot of deductions. That's one thing.
That's good.
That's
yeah.
one thing about all my gig economy jobs and stuff is all of them will I can deduct a bunch of stuff. Like even the radio stuff, it's like my whole phone bill basically is deducted.
Oh, that's great.
And then the other ones is all driving, basically. All
Yeah,
driving
miles.
and
Do miles.
meals and hotels and but my thing is like why do I have to file taxes? Like what
Yeah.
good is me personally? Like honestly, the best way to describe me filing taxes, walking into a tax office with other people, other upstanding citizens who earn legitimate livings and stuff. It's like going into La Cordon Bleu and I'm a little kid that has a mud pie. It's like I made something. It's like get out of here. What the fuck?
They're like you too, buddy.
Yeah. No, we want pick out 40 rocks out of that mud pie and give them to us. That's what it feels like. It's very
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, I know what you mean. It's weird to like. It's that balance of like working a regular job versus not working like gig jobs. I've done both.
Yeah.
And it's like the dream to just do stand up for a living, but it's also there's a lot of like pressure and strain, stress that comes with it,
Yeah.
the lifestyle of it is difficult.
Yeah, but just the lifestyle in general. Like the housing is going up exponentially.
Yeah.
And it's causing everything else to go up. So the housing's going up. Now, if you own a house, that's awesome because you're building all kinds of equity.
Yeah.
But then homeowners associations start taking over. They're like, well, you want to keep it that way, right? Well, then have us.
Oh my god.
And then that's causing apartments to go up. Fucking Airbnbs and hotels are going up.
yeah.
Like, I dealt with that recently. I had to go get a hotel, for a weekend, and it was
for some loving.
for some loving, man. Yeah, I laid some loving down.
Hell yeah.
And the thing is like, man, this is. I also wanted to take her out to dinner too.
Yeah, dude, like yeah.
So the dinner gets scaled back now. It's like, oh yeah, remember that steak dinner? Like, how do you feel about Checkers?
Steak burgers.
Yeah, steak burgers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's Angus beef burgers. Yeah.
An order of Checkers fries should do it. They got good fries.
Checkers fries.
I haven't had. We had a Checkers near my house in New York, but
Yeah.
I haven't had it since then.
They're
So it's
legit.
been
They're like
20
fresh off. They're
probably
honestly,
20 years.
Checkers fries, even cold, I think are better than most fries.
I drive by one on like University.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
There's Checkers over there, and
Yeah.
I eye it, but I'm scared.
It's not bad. I dash for pretty much all most of the city now at this point. I've dashed so many places now, and I can tell you which Checkers to avoid and which Checkers to go to.
That one's okay.
The University one's pretty okay. It's like 50-50. It's
Okay.
50-50. There's
Do you know of a good Checkers?
the best one that I can think of is St. John's Bluff Beach Boulevard.
Okay.
Kind of by where I live at. They're just so efficient. Like, it doesn't matter what time of day. It could be early afternoon. They're open at 3 in the morning. All the Checkers, by the way.
Oh wow.
And on Friday and Saturday, they're open at 4 in the morning. So like even at that time of night, because I've dashed at all hours.
Yeah, yeah.
And even at that time of the night, they're very efficient. You know, and they rarely fuck up the order. The only time I had an order messed up was I guess I was speaking too fast or mumbling. You know, and there was something wrong with the speaker sound or something like that for them, because it was I could hear it crackling and stuff. I'm like, there's something wrong, and that was the only time I ever had an order wrong.
Yeah.
The other ones, there's a Checkers. I'm trying to remember what location. Oh yeah, there's a Checkers, another one near me, but it's god awful. It sucks. Like you might as well just go hungry. Or,
Yeah, it's funny too, like you were saying, like with the tip jar and people like being kind of like shady. You don't have that with regular jobs. It's like like you know what you're gonna get paid, and everything's like itemized and shit. You know,
there's a corporate version of that. The corporate version of the tip jar when they do contracts.
Right. Yeah,
I've learned
that's
that
true,
contracts that's the corporate version of the tip jar.
Yeah.
And then even once again going into stand up, like comedy clubs do that all the time.
Absolutely.
There's some
like, oh, we didn't sell too well. Or
or they have these nomadic comedy clubs that are like,
what's that?
A nomadic comedy club. Okay, I don't want to name names because I don't want the name. I don't want people to assume that that's the particular club I'm talking about in this instance. But Nomadic Comedy Club is a comedy club that is there's a business entity. They're a name of a club, of a chain, but they don't have a location. Like, for example, one that's not a nomadic is the Improv, like Orlando Improv.
Uh-huh.
That is their base operation at that location.
Yeah.
A nomadic comedy club is a comedy club that has a name similar to the Orlando Improv, but they have various locations that rotate.
The Orlando Improve.
Oh no. No. Okay, I'm just gonna name one, and this is not like who I'm referring to in this instance, but I've dealt with this in the past. But like, for example, there's a club called Bonkers.
Okay.
Bonkers. Now Bonkers has a base operation in Las Vegas currently, but they have what they call nomadic rooms, meaning they will set up shop and, like, for example, they used to have a room here in Jacksonville at Latitude 30.
Okay.
That wasn't their base. That wasn't their corporate office or any of that stuff. It was just they did shows there.
Yeah.
Under the banner of Bonkers.
Gotcha.
Now there's a bunch of nomadic comedy clubs, and what some of them will do is they'll get a contract through the business. So Latitude 30 is a separate entity from Bonkers.
Right.
So let's say in the instance of that or any insert name of club here, they do a contract. And let's say, so the contract is like, let's say the contract is an overall contract, but the contract is like each show, the venue pays $1,500 for the weekend let's say $2,000 for the weekend, right? That's what the venue is paying the comedy club to do shows.
Yeah.
So $1,000 a night is the budget. Well, what some of these nomadic comedy clubs will do is skim so much off the top, and then the budget for the actual comedians, what they're making, is out of $1,000 a night, they're making $200.
Right.
So $800 a night going directly to the club.
Damn.
You know, or and in some cases it's more than that. It's more than, like, 2,000 was just like a safe estimate.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. So
yeah,
so that's the corporate version of the tip jar, and they do that with more than just comedy. They do that with, like, let's say, like a DoD contract. the government. Lockheed Martin got a contract from the government for $2.2 million or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're only paying me $16 an hour. You know what I mean? Like that type of shit. Like what the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, it's I've seen so many like just show producers, I guess you'd call them, or like show runners or whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
They make so much money, and then there's like all these talented comedians, and they struggle, and you're like, it's just
it just seems unfair.
It's unfair, yeah. It's just like you're like, man, who's the asshole? Are they the asshole for doing it, or are we the assholes for performing and accepting it? Yeah.
Well, that's another thing. That's another thing that
probably us. I'd say us.
You deal with it in comedy, and you deal with it anywhere, really.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's
scabs. Scabs. People that are willing to do the job for less.
Yeah.
Just so they have the insurance of having the job.
Right.
And it's like, well, if you just hold out, then everyone could get paid a little bit more. But
yeah.
That type of thing is fucking. But.
God, money stinks, and now everyone wants to invent new forms of money and stuff.
Oh yeah,
crypto and all that shit.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Me neither.
I don't get science fiction involved in currency.
Yeah,
unless you're talking about the alchemy of how to make a coin.
It's everything's so speculative. It's nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't need my money to be opinionated. Like that's what it feels like. It's
yeah.
Like what's wrong? What's wrong, Bitcoin?
Yeah.
Speak to me.
Yeah, it's not feeling well.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, Bitcoin's on its period. Now it's only worth fucking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. I had well, actually I shouldn't say that. I'll tell you off mic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's funny. Money, I think personal finance is really fun. I like reading and learning about personal finance, like how to save money and then like do
investments.
What to do. How to invest it or whatever. And it's so it comes a lot of it's like behavioral. It's like just like the bottom line, like 101 of it is just like money in, money out.
Yeah. Well, another aspect of it is just pure luck and like paying attention to what's going on. Okay, best way to describe
or using your own area of expertise or your circle of competence.
Yeah.
To make good decisions or like informed decisions, because everyone works in like an industry or like a thing, so like you most likely know more about some things than the average person.
Yeah.
So you could use that body of knowledge along with like there's a lot to learn about in investing, but just like budgeting and shit. Like I think it's a lot of people don't know a lot of that stuff. They don't teach it in schools, which is the problem. It's not people's fault.
That is a huge problem.
They teach like they teach math, but not useful math. Like if they taught like basic, easy to learn like useful finance concepts to people in high school, it would be so beneficial, because people are like, one of the biggest things with money, especially investing, one of the biggest assets you could have is time. Like if you just have a lot of time on your hands, it's really easy to invest. Really easy. Even at our age, we're still young.
Yeah.
So like it's not too hard, but like
there's so many
high schoolers, like 20, you got 20 years on us, you know? Imagine having 20 years of,
oh God,
it's easy, but nobody tells them. It's sad.
And another thing about investing too is, there's so many things to look into. Like look into trends. Another thing, you have to look into like things that you wouldn't even expect to, like the weather.
Yeah.
Like for example, the first thing that comes to my mind is fucking Forrest Gump. When the hurricane took out all those shipping boats.
Yeah.
And then he was the only gig in town.
Uh-huh.
And so imagine if he was like a publicly traded shipping company, like Bubba Gump or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So like there's so many things. So part of it is like following trends. Part of it is like just pure dumb luck.
Yeah.
It's it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah. And then the other part of it like the technical side is like learning how to research companies, like financial statements, and learn about investing techniques. Value investing is good for anybody listening this far. Learn value investing, and you'll be all right. Or just do S&P 500 index investing.
We should have opened with this.
Yeah, should have. It's like a little Easter egg.
Yeah.
If you stayed with us this long, you learn how to invest.
Yeah. If you stayed this long, you're diversifying your portfolio, and yeah. So.
But yeah, well, thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, hopefully you tuned in this far, and you learn about how to invest your money properly.
Hell yeah!
Because if you don't invest your money properly, that's just fucking dumb.
And it's not cool to be dumb.
It's not fun
to be dumb.
It's cool to be foolish.
I fumbled the line.
We fumbled our own line, dude. That's great.
What are we gonna do?